Many had figured Norway's trip to Gibraltar would be a great opportunity for Erling Haaland to pad out his international goal numbers. Jules, Gibraltar did quite well. They kept a clean sheet until nearly the end of the first half.
Exactly. Their goalkeeper, who's also Glenn Torrens' goalkeeper, did really well defensively.
Glenn Torrens, world-famous goalkeeper. Like we all know who it is.
I'm just saying, that's his club.
Well done.
Yeah, well done to him. Well done to them. They defended well. Eventually, Norway were too good. Maybe surprising that Erling Haaland, who played just over an hour, didn't score. But hey, he will have other opportunities. And before the game, Gab, by the way, Norway wore T-shirts calling for human rights on and off the pitch, which is a reference to Qatar 2022, right?
Yeah, it is. Not an explicit reference, because I think that would have been weird, because it's like you're trying to qualify for a World Cup, but then you're kind of criticizing,
Yeah.
But there have been clubs who've called for a boycott. Look, I think human rights, you can never talk enough about it, and that's what the players are doing. I think it's a positive message. Qatar 2022, the organizers have said we've already made a lot of changes, we've improved things. It takes time. We're going to continue improving. Let's hold everybody to account.
Let's see. Exactly.
After 9 years, Nicky Butt has quit Manchester United, where he was head of first team development, to quote seek a new challenge. Jules, are you surprised? Is it weirdly coincidental that this happens after Darren Fletcher and John Murtagh get appointed to senior roles?
Not surprised, because clearly the combo of Murtagh and Fletcher was not to Nicky Butt's taste. So, hey, you can always...
I don't know if it was that or if it was not to his taste,
well,
but it does feel like... But you know what? I've had the opportunity to work with him in the past. Like, he's a bright guy.
Yeah,
I think he can do things somewhere.
Definitely. Former FIFA president Sepp Blatter has been banned again by FIFA Ethics Committee for another 6 years and fined nearly $1 million. Gab, his current ban was going to expire in October, and he's not happy with the new six-year one.
Yeah, he went so far as to say that FIFA's ethics committee is just an extension of Gianni Infantino. There's a whole back and forth thing going on with the courts and stuff like that. People having a go at the current FIFA administration, mostly people from the disgraced, I have to say. I think we can legitimately say former administration. I think if you want to be really cynical, you can say, well, they made sure they extended his ban because in October, theoretically, he could have run again. And he's still popular in some quarters, even though he's 85 years old. Jerome Valk, by the way, your countryman.
Didn't both give themselves like 30 million euros bonuses at some point?
Over the years, they earned an enormous amount of bonuses too. Look, I think the sooner we don't hear from this man again, I think the better.
Yeah.
According to Catalan media, Ronald Koeman is pitching to stay another year and has submitted his plan. He wants Messi to stay, wants the club to sign Eric Garcia, Gigi Wijnaldum, and Memphis Depay. Jules, this sounds an awful lot like what the big plan was last summer.
Exactly, Gab. Exactly the players that he wanted last summer as well. Eric Garcia, I understand, and coming back to Barcelona as well. Wijnaldum and Depay.
Wijnaldum is free, Depay.
Yeah, Depay is free as well. But the way they're playing right now, I'm not really sure exactly where they fit. But hey, they need more budget.
But look, the Messi extending is a good idea.
That's a good idea, yeah. I wonder who else would have had
I'm going to lift a little lid here. If I were writing a story, what do you think Koeman would do if he sticks around? Oh, gee, what do we know? Oh, we'll go back and sign the same guys he wanted a year ago. I mean, come on.
Yeah. UEFA will discuss the future of financial fair play on Friday. Gab, which way is this going?
So in the immediate, obviously, financial fair play has been suspended. Different people are suggesting different things. We heard from Kia earlier his thoughts. I think what's critical is that I disagree a little bit. I think without financial fair play, I think this whole system might well have collapsed due to COVID. So I think oversight has to be there. Hopefully more transparency. But equally, the mechanism has to be there to make it easier for mid-sized clubs to invest and move up. And the closed shop was excessive. Now it's time to loosen the shackles a little bit.
Yeah.
And look for growth. The Czech Republic beat Estonia 6-2, but Jules, help me celebrate Thomas Soucek.
Yeah.
He scored a hat-trick. He can't be stopped.
Incredible. I think he scored 24 goals in the last 2 years, and none of them is penalties. Incredible player. You cannot not like him.
He's a big Mr. Bump.
Yeah. Germany's boss, Joachim Low, says that he will decide in May whether Thomas Muller and Mats Hummels, who are not anymore with Germany, should be brought back into the national team for the Euros. Gab, does this make sense to you? Why not bringing them now if you had planned to bring them for the Euros?
You bring them now to help you decide. I don't know. These two guys were seen as part of his rebuilding. The weird thing is now he doesn't have to rebuild anything because he's gone after the Euros. Personally, I think Thomas Muller could definitely help.
Definitely.
Hummels, not so sure.
Yeah.
Scary moments for Moussa Dembele, who fainted in training with Atletico Madrid on Tuesday. Jules?
He's all fine, Gab. I think he fainted, as you said, a bit of dizziness at training. We saw him, he was stretching and then suddenly went back, which is scary footage to see, but he's all good now. He's back home in good spirit. They will keep checking on him, but all good. Ralf Rangnick has reportedly signed 9 to Schalke, returned to Schalke, who were looking for him to their rebuild. That's wise, right?
Absolutely. No money. They're going to go down. Not worth it. Milan keeper Gigi Donnarumma is out of contract in the summer, and talks have started. Gazzetta dello Sport says there are 3 potential replacements: Atalanta's Pierluigi Gollini, Udinese's Juan Musso, and Leeds' Mike Maignan. Who do you like best out of the 3?
Mike Maignan every time, but I still think Donnarumma is going to stay anyway. Christian Pulisic and Mohamed Salah are both under pressure back home to play in the Olympic Games over the summer. Gab, what do you think about that?
This is always really tricky because from a European perspective, we're like, what is this? Football at the Olympics? What is this nonsense? I mean, where we live in England, of course, for a long time, we didn't have a team at the Olympics because that weird thing where they're one country GB, whatever nonsense that is. Look, this is important for them. I understand the club's positions. Hopefully, they can reach an amicable solution. But let's not forget, for countries like Egypt and the US, this is a chance to win a global tournament. This is really, really big. Yeah. So I hope clubs can be a little bit understanding. It's going to be over in August. Not as big a deal as it would be otherwise.
Yeah.